Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Night Podcast where the jokes are made up and our lives don't matter. I'm James. With me today are co-hosts Dave Donnelly.
That's my name.
Aaron McLean.
Is that me?
That's the Grand Wizard.
Kyle.
Howdy, howdy.
And special guest from the Navy, Patrick.
Ahoy!
This is not the same special guest from the Navy as last week. This
Different
is a
Navy.
new special guest from the Navy.
Yes, different Navy. I'm from the Israeli Navy.
Navy
Probably
strong.
the same Navy, actually.
He's not really from the Israeli Navy.
I think we only have like one Navy in this country.
Are you sure?
We do have the Coast Guard.
Coast Guard.
That partially doesn't
Does
count.
the Navy Reserve count as a different thing, or no?
No. They don't even count.
They don't even count at all.
No.
They're pretty bad at math, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Neither
so-
does the Coast
Well,
Guard.
that's why they went into the Navy.
So, Patrick, you were telling me just a little, like the other day, that you just got back from being all around the world in a big boat. How was that?
Well, Dave, it sucks.
Really? Go on. Why did it suck to
Is
be in a boat?
anything like Around the World in 80 Days with Jackie Chan?
No. Like, not at all.
That just sounds really harsh.
Why do you even live? Like,
I ask myself that same question every day.
we've all been there.
And what do you answer that question with, Patrick?
Which question? What?
Why do you live?
Oh, why do I live?
Why do you even live?
Still searching.
He keeps
said
on
you
living to find that answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something, I guess. Maybe.
See, everybody does soul searching, but Patrick just looks for meanings in life.
I also have no soul, so,
Well, none of us have souls.
sold it for a Klondike bar.
All right, still, it's science, boy.
I still consider it a trade up, but
You couldn't get two?
Yeah.
no.
Well, yeah, the market was pretty bad a while back,
It did crash, I have to
Yeah.
say.
Kyle,
Klondike bars are expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle, I'm
Like,
curious.
what,
What would
$3?
you do for a Klondike
Chocolate
bar?
supply's bad.
Absolutely nothing.
You don't like Klondike bars?
Oh, no, I like Klondike bars.
But there's nothing you do for a Klondike bar.
No.
You wouldn't do a push-up for a Klondike bar?
If I could, I would.
So you're telling us because you're physically disabled that you would not even attempt to earn free chocolate
And ice cream.
and ice cream.
For the moment, yes.
Do you hate freedom or like...
He must hate America.
Yeah.
Excuse
He doesn't
me.
like.
Tommy.
He doesn't like.
Excuse you.
Why don't you go vote for Bernie Sanders, you fucking fascist?
Yeah. Get out of my country. I defend your freedom. Blah, blah, blah.
You've been out of this country longer than I have.
Yeah. I was deployed.
He was defending freedom. You commie.
No, you already told me what you've been doing on the ship. Don't even.
Hey.
And it sucks. All of it. Don't.
Okay, so the question we established, we're asking all of our special guests:
Okay.
would you stick your dick in a blender?
Yeah, this is your
Think
trial.
hard on this one. It's not as easy as you
This is
think.
the game
like,
night litmus test.
Okay.
Just give a really sharp answer.
So, is the blender plugged in?
Yes.
It's the right first question.
It is plugged in. Yes.
Okay.
You're
Is the blade on the blender seized up or broken in any way?
It's a clean blade. It's brand new. It's a brand new
new
blender.
blender.
Everything works.
$600 blender.
And I'll do you one better. No one else has stuck their dick in this particular blender before, so no chance of STDs either.
Well, it's brand new.
Okay, that was going to be my follow-up question, too. Like,
Hey, there are some pretty nasty brand new blenders in the world.
I'm sure there are. Like, from the Chinese and all of that, their little blender fetish. I hear about it on the internet, Trump
I've
forums.
thankfully missed out on that one.
Well, while I'm pretty sure that my dick wouldn't reach to the bottom of the blender, I'm just going to go ahead and go with no just to be safe.
Are you
That's a
sure
safe
though?
answer.
Like, you would forepass the experience of sticking your dick in a blender.
See, if your dick's small enough that it won't touch the blades, you can then say you can do that and like take bets on it. Yeah, I'll stick my dick in a blender all the way to the shaft. Then it just doesn't touch, and you reap the benefits.
And then as long as you don't wiggle around or anything.
Look, okay,
Yeah, don't thrust, like,
benefits were not
yeah.
discussed in this, okay? Like, you just said stick my dick in a blender. You didn't say for like $500 for $1,000
well, you could
for
say
a Klondike bar.
You could say if I was given
well, here.
blank, like I would do it for this.
Well, yeah, you're allowed to ask you're allowed to ask for compensation, and like you're allowed to set the point at which the compensation is enough that you do it.
I mean, we could have just gone like this. Would you stick your dick in a blender for a Klondike bar?
What would you do?
Oh, well, yeah.
How about 2 Klondike bars?
What would you blend for a Klondike bar?
Yeah, what wouldn't you blend for a Klondike bar?
A Klondike bar.
Oof.
You can make a milkshake with that, though.
Oh yeah.
It'd be a Klondike bar milkshake. That's just an upgrade.
And another
But would-
Klondike bar.
But would one Klondike bar be enough?
That's why you do it. You
That's
earn
why
the
you
second
get a
one.
second
You put it
Klondike
back in the
bar.
blender when you're
You
done
put
with
that
it.
in a blender. Now they give you another.
How could I
Klondike
have
bar.
been so naive?
It's flawless.
It's because you've been on a boat for 8 months.
That's 9.
Well, that's even more. That's 1 whole month extra.
Hey guys,
Yep.
you might not want to upload this podcast and instead try to cut a deal with Klondike. I think we have the new ad campaign.
All right.
Crap.
Klondike.
There's a
Would you stick your dick in a blender?
There's a running blender with a centipede fitting into it. It's like, what would you do?
For a Klondike. Ah! We might have peaked on the microphone just a little bit there. I'm sorry to all the kids at home.
Oh, the ladies love that. Don't worry.
They love it when you get the.
It's not too sunny anymore.
Yeah, this,
not too
this
sunny.
podcast brought
It
to you
is
by
in
the U.S.
Philadelphia.
Navy and Klondike bars.
We're also
No, our
not-
shout out for their sponsors isn't yet.
We're
I'll
still
let you know.
we're
Oh,
still
okay.
not yet sponsored by either of those entities.
Oh, well, I'll
We
make-
hope to be.
No, we'll let you know when you can do your shout out to your Navy friends.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You're gonna do it anyways.
Also, people in the Navy who aren't your friends.
we need people to watch this. We
Which
don't
I
care if you like them or not.
Fine. Damn it.
So, Aaron, what did you do this week?
Kyle, what do you think I did this week?
I bet you weebed out on some nerd stuff
Probably
and probably didn't stick your dick in a
anime
blender.
pornography. I'm gonna guess.
No, that's factually incorrect. God, what did I do this week? I think I did fucking nothing.
That's actually pretty impressive.
That
Yeah, I
really
don't-
is, especially for being an adult.
Oh, I worked, but that doesn't fucking count. That's just
Yeah, we all
continuing
worked.
to exist.
I didn't
Except
work.
for James
I don't know.
and
I
Kyle.
did the things I always
Patrick.
do.
I did literally nothing. It's great.
Now, for those that are younger in the audience, let me tell you how important math is. Very. So,
Extremely.
stay in school. Do your goddamn math. Because one day, if you don't do your goddamn math, you're going to wind up with a lame job, and you'll be wondering, why can't I get a cool job? And the answer will be, because you didn't learn all that goddamn math.
Today's message of the week: do math, not meth.
Math. Every time.
Not even once.
Yes, Dave? Why you think you're about to say something?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to remember. There was something oh yeah, that's what it was. So a couple weeks ago, I think it was the very first podcast. Thanks, Aaron. I said that you could spell cat with the letter W.
Ah, this is true.
You did say this.
So I'm this is a throwback to episode 1.
Just now.
And I did some research and I was doing some clawing around and
Yeah,
I actually figured it out
Perfect.
that to spell cat with the letter W, it's CLAW, claw.
That's not cat.
That answer was pretty possum.
That,
That's a
Answer was
different
perfect
word.
in my book.
Dave, I really appreciate your catitude.
Thanks.
Back me up here. That's claw is a different word from cat, right?
well, claws is the thing that they have.
Yeah, but it's not a cat.
Come on, let's be honest.
It's
If
not
you
a
see a
whole
cat,
cat.
you don't worry about the cat. You worry about its claws.
I do worry
You
about
go,
the
look,
cat.
that thing has claws. You
Well-
don't say that thing has cats.
Now, I will mind though, when I was on Hawaii one time,
Unless it's a pregnant
I
when
one.
you
did
were
find
on
a claw.
Hawaii.
I did find a claw that was formed into the shape of a cat.
That's pretty cool. So in that one particular case,
Then it'll
his
be
description
okay,
would be
technically.
accurate. But outside of that,
No,
But it doesn't matter because it still works.
it doesn't.
If it works in one case, it still works.
False. This isn't true.
I am a computer scientist. I know these things.
You're
Should we just call a vote?
a person who's taking
I think I
a
like that
computer
idea,
science
Patrick.
Let's call a
course.
vote.
Yeah, let's call a vote.
all right,
I, of course, vote I
Okay.
for yes. CLAW is a synonym for cat.
James.
I vote nay.
Patrick.
I vote nay because claw can also pertain to different animals other than cats that have claws.
These kids and their
He's a
logic.
smart man.
I also vote nay.
I'm gonna have to ask you to back me up here, Aaron.
I vote A.
See,
It's 3-2.
that's like 8 Ys though, so I think we win.
It's unanimous.
It's unanimous. Claw wins.
Yes.
it's
Damn
3-2.
Yeah, 3 no to 2 yes, but
Yeah.
somehow yes wins.
The nays have it.
Democracy. That's how it works.
So one of the issues we keep having, because we would really love to have this podcast done and start at an early time, but every single week it is yet to fail us that we cannot get the microphones and the computer to work together. We literally got here an hour early just to start on time.
Well, to be fair, they also forgot the formula of setting it up.
Yeah. These microphones are pretty touchy. If any of you listeners out there are audiophiles and want to help us, Aaron,
I'm not an audiophile.
I know you're just a nerd.
I just like good quality audio.
Your
yeah,
mom was
whatever.
an audiophile.
Hey, Patrick, we're gonna need you to calm down. I know the Navy has like instituted a lot of weird things into your head, but we're gonna have to ask you to calm down.
I mean, I have pretty specific fetishes, and none of them are audio or biblio.
So he's saying he doesn't like noise or books nearly as much as he likes other things.
Yes.
So let us know, ladies and gentlemen, what other things do you find fascinating about Aaron?
Send your fetish into the podcast.
We'll have a fetish cast, maybe.
We'll
Yeah.
pick our favorite fetishes and announce them on air.
Yeah.
Favorite fetish, whatever Aaron says.
It's important. to know.
Quadriplegic amputee veteran porn.
Man, that's actually some.
Quadriplegic amputee veteran
I've
porn.
seen, maybe not veteran, but I've seen some quadriplegic amputee porn.
Do explain.
They can't walk or move their things.
Okay, literally.
It wasn't porn. What was it?
Okay, Kyle, a torso and a head, and that is it.
Does their tongue still work?
Well, I mean, like, this girl still had, like, her,
Nub.
she didn't have her forearm. Yeah, she had something. She wasn't, like, helpless.
So was she
So like she could like crawl on her nubs out of a burning building, is what you're saying?
Oh no, I don't
Yes.
think it's good now.
No, she do the worm. She got that down. She got to move fast.
Moral of the story is don't drink and drive, kids.
Yeah.
It's,
Seriously, don't drink and drive.
that's an important
Drink, stay home.
lesson, but I don't think that's the moral of this particular story. I think the
I mean, it
moral
can
of
be.
this particular story is that
People are fucked up.
yeah.
No, the moral of this
That
story
person in
is as long
particular.
as you don't hurt anyone,
Me?
you can like whatever you want, unless you're Aaron. Because
Pretty
if you're
tame,
Aaron,
actually.
you become a
know.
weeb.
You'd be surprised. I'm not a weeb, Dave.
And I'm a weeb.
I'm not a weeb, he
I think
says.
Gary has something to say on the matter.
Gary, that was uncalled for.
I
Take your tone down,
I
Gary.
think that was actually very elegant.
That's going to hurt him for the
Eloquent?
re-election.
No.
Eloquent.
Well
man.
said, sir.
Yeah, very well said.
I think we're about a 50-50 split with about how we feel about Gary's speech there. How do you feel about that, Aaron?
I don't think Gary's ever really been wrong. Like, even if we question his logic, he always ends up right in the end. So, I mean, who are we to denounce
You're right.
him?
He does look very gallant today, standing up there. He looks
Gallant, not gallant.
like gallant. Gallant.
Or he is a safari horse, so he gallants.
Still, it's going to hurt us standing in the polls.
You know, I don't think it did because he still has the unanimous vote 3-2 that was too much, or that wasn't enough.
Hey, he just calls it as it is.
But we don't have we don't have accurate polling from before he said it, so we can't tell.
So really, we're just gonna have to give that speech again later. It's game night, which actually brings us to our next topic, because we're bringing you guys along with what game night is, especially because we have a hard time explaining some of our inside jokes.
Oh, we have a hard time on the inside, if you know what I'm saying.
Winky face. And again, we just like to reiterate that we are a group of friends that meet up on Saturday nights here in Eagle River, Alaska, and it's a good time. And we're open to everyone, and we encourage people in Alaska to seek one of us out and try to ask if they can join.
Well, maybe not everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
they have to pass initiation and
Like,
trials and fire.
No aliens.
Yeah, well,
Like
hey,
outer space aliens.
come on, if outer space aliens wanted to come to game night, there's a
stop them?
100% chance they're allowed to come to game night.
I trust Martians more than those filthy Mexicans, to be honest.
Yeah.
And besides, could we stop them?
Is this racist because you work at a Mexican restaurant?
Can't be racist. I'm race fluid.
I thought you were race neutral.
I thought he was
evolved.
racist.
He's evolved. He is now race fluid.
They've adapted.
So at any point, Aaron might be Mexican, black, white, Filipino, Vietnamese,
Indian.
Indian, black.
You already
See.
said black.
Yeah, he evolved again. Did you miss that part? He can change into anything. There's not an order to this.
So he's pretty much a
Well, wait.
chameleon.
What about Antarctica?
Emperor penguin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Patrick, I don't think that's a form of
Just because
human
I'm like the
life.
thing doesn't mean I'm from Antarctica.
Well, it could be.
I mean,
There
when
are
he's rock hard, he
scientists in
is.
Antarctica.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
Antarctica, does that make scientists a race?
Dude, my nipples
Yes.
are like
I don't think it
diamonds.
does. It might. If they all get together and pick a point on Antarctica and see who can run to it first, then it's a race.
You know, James, that brings us to our next point. Shut up.
I mean, come on, Dave.
Hey, just because it's a race doesn't mean it's an ethnicity.
Fair enough.
That's fair. I never said ethnicity, though.
And here at the Game Night podcast. I cannot talk today. I'm sorry. The prod crash. We like to think.
Speaking of prod crash, it was a pretty
Speaking
bad
of prod
one.
crash. Oh, what's your bad pun? Puns are important. You may go first.
No, let's talk about the motorcycle.
Oh,
accident.
shit.
Oh,
we did.
that's
this
right.
Somebody did have a motorcycle
There-
accident.
Yeah, for those that don't live in Eagle River, we actually had a stolen motorcycle cruising through our small town at 100 miles an hour,
Oh yeah. Yep.
and he hit a truck and died yesterday.
On impact.
Pursued by officers of the law.
Yeah, so let this moral of the story: don't steal motorcycles.
Don't
Be
run for the
safe
law.
on don't run for the law. Be safe on motorcycles, and if you're gonna ride a motorcycle, take a defensive driving class.
Moral of the
You mean,
story
you
is
say-
no one.
defensive driving class, and also
offensive driving.
okay. Oh yeah, and
Those cars.
also don't go like what is 3 times the legal speed limit
Also,
down a residential area.
obviously, he hadn't taken an offensive driving class. I mean, wasn't even carrying his lance.
That is true.
Remember, always buy high quality lances from Pete's Lance Emporium down on 5th.
So is that another sponsor?
No,
That's not a real
I'm
thing.
just advocating high quality lances if you're gonna lance on a motorcycle.
Well, I mean, I
Or
was
off
actually really
motorcycle.
thinking about it. I was gonna get like a collapsible lance, bring it back in my luggage down to California.
I don't think they're gonna allow that on a plane.
Or a boat.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Lance the other ships? You're just gonna sit
Yes.
there. You're gonna buy a
Yes.
50-foot lance. Steer it to the left, Captain. A little
Just a
more.
normal lance, and it's just slightly off the edge of the boat.
Hey, I'm sure we could do it. I'm
I
sure,
mean,
just
the-
drop one of the anchors.
if the other boat was very cooperative, you could do it.
No, they don't have to be cooperative. You just
really
have to be
don't.
able to slow down just at the right moment. So you just hit it with the lance, and then you yell "tag, you're it," and throw the lance at him and steam away.
Hey, aircraft carriers can actually haul ass
Well, they do have nuclear engines in
I
them.
thought they could haul planes.
and ass.
I mean, there are a lot of people on the plane, on the planes.
On the plane?
Yeah,
And
the
also
plane,
on the
the
ship.
aircraft
What is this,
plane
the
ship.
helicarrier
There's actually
now?
only like 2 pilots.
Well, you need a lot of ass to man all the different planes. There's
Well,
more
yeah.
than one plane. If you did, that'd be kind of worrisome. Every aircraft carrier has one fighter jet.
Just the one.
It's really inefficient.
Air Force strong. We only need like 12 planes.
You realize the planes on aircraft carriers are Navy planes, not Air Force planes.
At least
Usually.
someone knows.
Usually.
No,
Hey,
we had absolutely no Air Force. We did have a few Marine squadrons.
however,
Well,
Marines are crazy.
You're right. I forgot about the Marines.
Nobody fucks with Marines.
because they're crazy.
Yeah.
We just went over this.
Yeah. I mean,
But on the plus side, just remember, whenever you're sad and you're thinking about how you don't have a lot of planes, just remember that the Army has the biggest Air Force
Yeah,
because they have all the helicopters.
yeah.
Like all of them.
They also have more boats than the Navy, like little small boats.
What does the Navy do?
Yeah, what does the Army have? Like, the Army just seems like, everyone else might have really big or really fancy of whatever they specialize
But we
in.
have a lot
We
of-
have a lot of them.
So is anything that's not the Army is just like the Army had an excess of, so they had to make another division just so they could technically still own it?
Yeah, no, that's
pretty
pretty much
much.
it.
We have
Yeah.
too many
Yes.
boats. Make a Navy.
I mean, strictly speaking, the U.S. Navy is older than the U.S. Army because the Army was disbanded after the Revolutionary War.
That's true.
History lesson. So
I think the Navy was also disbanded temporarily.
maybe, I don't know.
Welcome to
At some
History
point.
Cast.
The Coast Guard is super old, though.
Yeah, but the Coast Guard doesn't do anything.
Oh no,
The
James,
Coast
your
Guard's
facts
not
aren't
really
adding up.
strictly military, though.
We call
yeah.
them puddle pirates for a reason.
Yeah.
My cousin,
That might be the most racist thing I've ever heard that wasn't racially directed at anyone.
my
except for
cousin
Aaron.
got discharged from the Coast Guard.
Why?
How?
Sorry about it.
What did your cousin do?
Nah, nothing crazy.
Did they not save somebody?
Did he
No,
purposely
no.
shove someone in the water, said "Save yourself"
Okay.
and rode off?
That doesn't sound like a horrible person. He's not like shoving
No,
people in a
but
helicopter.
honestly,
You're
he
actually
was,
kinda
he was
suspicious,
just a
though.
sex offender.
That's suspicious. I'm just not outing him in public.
Okay, so your cousin Jay. So what did your cousin Jay do?
How'd you get the letter right? Didn't even know his name.
You weren't supposed to tell me that.
I know, it's funny that way.
I thought we established already he's a sex offender.
No, James,
He
that's
said he
not
wasn't a
even
horrible
funny.
person. So realistically, it was probably either a medical discharge or he got angry and punched the wrong person. Am I wrong?
That happens a lot.
Probably does. I don't even remember the exact reason. It was nothing like crazy, or I'd probably remember it.
Yeah, it was nothing crazy. He only murdered an orphanage with a gunboat.
There's probably a
Murdered the
joke.
orphanage, not the orphanage.
Yeah, the building.
There's probably a joke that can be made out of the phrase medical discharge, but I can't think of what it would be. Help me out here. There we go.
All right, we'd like to encourage healthy sex lives at the Game Night Podcast. Don't cry. We need your votes. In this upcoming election, the Game Night Podcast will be running for your votes at the Podcast Awards in Southern California.
We don't even know if there are podcast awards. We want them, but
if there are podcast awards, we're going to go toe-to-toe with the best. We got like 50 of the most diehard followers in the world.
Our 50
Going up against like what
100,000 or so?
podcasts?
All of them.
All of them. Okay.
So Rooster Teeth, we're coming after you. Funhouse, we're coming after you.
Yeah.
Drunken Peasants Podcast, this is a shout out. We're coming after you first.
watch
These are the
your
biggest.
back, Radio Lab.
Super best friends, more like super dead assholes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry.
NPR, you got some shit coming.
Yeah.
Better watch yourself.
NPR, National Public Radio. More like National Dead.
Ooh. Fucking totem.
No comment.
Speaking of awards, I got an award today from the VFW for being pretty good at
Participation?
ROTC.
I did see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got the participation award. Good.
No,
job.
a lot of people who participated didn't get it.
He got the I participated better than other people.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got
Okay.
competent participation award.
Oh, okay. At least you're good at what you
and
do.
they gave me a fancy medal that I have in my car.
No, it looks like someone else is coming.
Hey! Quick, we need a pun.
Ahoy!
Yeah, we're having Josh has just walked in.
Ahoy hoy.
Josh, give us a pun.
Come on. Come here.
Come here, Josh.
Pontificate to us.
We need you to come and.
Welcome
Wait.
to the podcast, Josh.
Well, yeah, we'd like to introduce Josh,
This is our pun maker, Josh.
pun maker Josh.
Josh, give us a
pun
stupendous
master?
pun.
Well, he's also known as the Diddler by night.
He's also
They don't know about the Diddler yet. Don't bring him up.
Oh, okay.
Don't give away his secret identity.
Is that like his vigilante name?
Well, I wouldn't say
right.
vigilante.
Here's something from,
So like he fights crime.
All right,
wouldn't say
quiet
fight.
on set. Quiet on set. Josh has got a pun for you guys.
here's something from 1968. Here's something from 1968. Jokes, puns, and riddles by David Allen Clark. We've got, when is the ocean like a piece of string? When a ship makes knots in it.
That
Also fitting with our Navy theme for this podcast.
And last podcast.
And it looks like our word of the week is ready to give her word of the week, so we're going to give the mic up to Cindy here.
The word of the week is javelin. A spear thrown by hand for distance as an athletic event or used as a weapon.
Nice.
So now you can murder people without having to touch them,
This week's word from our sponsor is brought to you by Fire
Or you can just get a
the best
gun.
game with javelins in it.
except for D&D.
Fuck you. I'll kill you in your sleep over that.
And if you happen to need a really good defense for your vehicle when driving in the treacherous traffic of Alaska,
Or
you
California.
can use a javelin.
You know, we've already talked about lances and motorcycles, but javelins and trucks is also a good thing. You throw your friends in the back with a bunch of them and say, anyone cuts us off, you know what to do, and you reenact Mad Max.
I mean, the explosive charges on the end of the javelin is just a really nice benefit because it works out for everyone because you don't have to be as accurate or anything.
that costs extra.
And also, remember, guys, Mad Max is a documentary. It's about what happens when you get lost in the outback. So if you go to Australia, don't get lost. There's some crazy things out
Or
there.
do, because it's super cool.
They'll make a movie about you.
Yeah.
You'll get a flamethrower guitar.
And you also forget what civilization looks like for about 4 days.
I mean, it's like Mad Max is a documentary about Australia in the same way that RoboCop's a documentary about Detroit.
Oh,
True.
By which you mean precisely accurate in every way.
Yeah, they were just filming in the streets and caught that.
just
Yeah.
remember, RoboCop has a statue in Detroit.
I heard it was shot with
Absolutely.
with a BlackBerry, like just a camera phone.
It was just literally a random guy on the street got his smartphone out.
Yeah.
Like other movies try to copy its style like Cloverfield and they just like don't even get it right.
Yeah.
The perfect quality of the, like you just can't do that anymore with today's not so good Blackberries.
That's because they're not really sold much anymore, Dave.
I mean, there's still Blackberries being made, but they just do Android now. It's not even.
Yeah.
BlackBerry is special. If you're the president, you use a BlackBerry.
Probably not.
Actually, you do.
Does he?
He has to.
Cool.
He had an iPhone at one point, but then Secret Service was like, this is too easy to hack. Here's a BlackBerry. Nobody uses these, and nobody knows how to hack
Gotta
them.
be like one of those, like a
Just get him a
particular, like,
Nokia.
fancy BlackBerry. Right?
Nokias are good from falls, not
You
hacking.
mean a Windows phone?
Just get him a.
So, Aaron,
Let's get him a
do we
Telegram.
have
No one
anything
can
else
hack
on
him if
our
he's
agenda?
not.
for
Get him a
this
carrier
podcast?
pigeon.
So it's.
There we go.
No, but those can be hacked with shotguns.
Hey, James. You like your balls?
I'm very fond of them.
Shut up, or you're not going to be able to fondle them as you're fond of them. So, someone asked me what I did. It was fucking nothing. But Dave, what did you do?
All right, so this week was a wild
That's a
one.
good one.
So this is going to be a wild one, boys.
All right.
So,
The anticipation is killing me.
prep your twats.
My twats are prepped.
All of them.
Twiddled and
All
twaddled.
right, so Monday was a pretty standard fare. Go to class, and I'm like, all right, I gotta do this stupid mandatory advising thing. Speaking of, I probably should sign up for classes, but that's off the goal for right now. And then I was late, and when I showed up, Jacob and his girlfriend and Kyle were all here, and Jacob's mom was here, and they had an adorable dog. And then they ate the dog in front of me, and I cried as the dog howled his last howls into the midnight air at noon. It was a long 12 hours of howling, ladies and
He
gentlemen.
howled through the center of the earth.
Meanwhile, Tuesday happened. Nothing happened on Tuesday. Then
Except
Wednesday happened. And then Jacob and his girlfriend and Patrick were all here. Well, yeah, Patrick showed up on that day, and it was terrifying.
Yep.
It was like he ate a goat. And then they had a new fluffy dog, and they ate that one in front of me, and I just cried as the last howls of the wolf dog cried out into the midnight air
It was delicious, by the way.
at noon.
Wait, so you ate the goat and then you ate the dog?
I was hungry.
Okay, you'd have to be.
He's been in the Navy for 9 months. They don't feed you at sea.
No.
They hand you a pole and say self-suffice.
Yeah. We get issued them when we check
But
in.
the boat.
Actually, are you allowed to fish off your boat? If you fish off the back?
No, but we are allowed to like shoot golf balls off the
You
fantail.
are allowed to shoot golf balls at the fish.
So what you're telling
Not
me is
during
that
flight
the Navy is supporting littering the ocean with golf balls, but not supporting fishing and subsistence living.
This is like the military. This isn't like
yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 3. Like you're not on some multi-day like jungle operation where you have to sustain yourself. They have rations and stuff. I would hope. Do they feed you? Or like
Okay,
is
like
it just
if-
like survival of the fittest? Whoever's left is left, and they're the best of the Navy.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, okay, yeah, there's food, but by the time we get it, it's almost always
Food?
rotten.
Really? Have you learned to stomach down mold?
Yeah.
You ever like open a banana and it's just full of banana spiders, and there's like a little note that says April Fool's in it?
No, that's never happened to me, but
Could you imagine though?
well, I mean, like the hard part about that would be getting the note in the banana, as well as the spiders, but mostly.
You put the note in first. Let's tell you that much.
Oh, okay. So I remembered
Oh,
something.
so that's what I did wrong.
We're gonna take a slight detour from the Navy cast, and
All right.
this is a shout out to Rodney. If you're out there listening, Rodney, because you said you would,
We're
so
sorry.
Shout out. Yeah, we're also sorry. Kind of, not really. Aaron might be sorry.
Right.
Better be listening.
Aaron's always
I'm
sorry.
sorry to all of our listeners.
I don't even know who the hell Rodney is.
Rodney's
Our
just the
nigga.
best.
Rodney is our
Fuck 'em.
server from Denny's, and the reason Denny's should
Oh.
sponsor us.
Kyle calls him
Rodney is
OJ.
our savior from Denny's.
One time, and I'm marked for that. I am so sorry, Rodney.
Hey, it's not our fault.
Hey,
What is
hey,
it, some
Kyle.
OJ?
Wait, Kyle.
I just wanted some OJ.
Kyle, was Rodney there when we went to Denny's? My
No,
first
he
night
was
back?
not, because we were there before midnight. He gets there after the ball, like Cinderella, when she's braggedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cinderella. So what happens is midnight hits, and Cinderella's like in rags, and Rodney's like, "I'm here, everybody." He walks in like a wrecking ball. Everyone's getting their food on time. Everyone's smiling, having a good time. Rodney deserves 3 wages up. Shout out to Rodney.
Yeah, just promote that man. Make him the manager. 'Cause
No,
why not?
then he wouldn't serve us when we go to Denny's.
Yeah, don't promote him off server. Just give him a bunch more money.
Yeah.
That way he'll stay there and he'll love us forever.
Yeah, give him like health insurance or something.
3 healths.
Yeah, lots of health.
All right, now Patrick, back
Bonus
to this Navy cast.
Okay.
So when the flying spiders from the ocean fly up on deck, are you allowed to shoot them, or do you guys have to get in nets and like Red Rover it?
Well, actually, we have like this thing that's called a heaving ball. Okay, it's like this big orange ball with a yellow line running through it, and you kind of just like swing it around like a morning star and like just kind of just bash it around until either the line snaps or they just kill you.
Now, I heard, Patrick, that this is what Jacob told me last week.
Okay.
But I heard y'all were starting to have new equipment on board the ships where it's kind of like in the Aliens movie where Ripley had the cargo machine that you could just walk around on deck with and pick up heavy things. Don't you just use those to fight off the fighters?
You mean a forklift?
Well,
Yeah, we have a forklift.
You mean a forklift?
No, not a forklift.
That's exactly what we're talking about here. Do you use the forklift to fight
Power
off
loader,
these?
Kyle.
Oh my gosh, I know what a forklift works, guys. Come on. But no, I mean the actual mobile suit, kind of like the forklift, but it's a mobile suit.
Power
Well,
loader.
actually, we're working on a Gundam right now, but storage space for it is just completely terrible.
Well, you should be able to fit it on there. You've only got 2 planes.
Patrick,
No. The problem is assembling it all into one piece. All right, because we have to keep one arm and one one mag. And
does
then
each carrier just have a different limb, and then at the end they all kind of crash into each other, and as they're exploding, the Gundam flies out of it?
Wait, no. Have you ever seen
kinda
Power Rangers? Where they.
Voltron.
No, Dave, I've never seen fucking Power Rangers.
Well, okay. Well, then let me explain some things to you. So they just have different Rangers on each of the 12 carriers.
No,
And those
Rangers
the
are in
12
the
parts.
army.
Yes. Yeah. My skipper or captain is the Red Ranger, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
How
Just
so?
thought I'd put that out there.
So he's often the head of the organization, or is he the right arm?
I actually think he's the left leg.
The left leg?
Yeah.
Mm.
They don't follow the typical color scenario.
Yeah, this is
Or I think,
U.S.
or I
military.
think he is. I think he might be the robot penis because my ship is the Theodore Roosevelt and the nickname of it is the Big Stick. So
Are you calling your
wink,
captain
wink.
a dick?
Speak softly.
Say no. Say no.
The reason you speak softly is that it's harder to identify your voice.
Everybody.
No comment.
I should say we are hitting 30 minutes. Do we want to keep going? Because we can keep going. No one else has really shown up
No,
except Josh, who
It's all right.
can just come in with puns.
We're gonna keep
And a
our,
mouse.
Well, there's an orgy in the back. We don't want to interrupt them.
Oh yeah, good point.
So we're gonna call this a good podcast. Let us know what we should talk about next week in the comments. That would actually be nice. If you make it this far, let us know what we should talk about.
I'm not sure.
I
I'm
promise
confident.
1 week we'll actually have topics.
I'm not
Other
sure,
than Navy people coming to visit.
I'm not sure I'm confident calling this a good podcast.
Well, I mean, next week should be pretty good. We have John Carmack as a guest star.
Oh yeah, do we?
All right, so this is the Game Night Podcast. We're signing off this week. About 2 minutes in, maybe 33. Don't tell me. And we're gonna shout out to our sponsor, the Bookshelf in Eagle River. Come buy some books. We will eat them if you don't. Come buy them.
Don't
There's
eat
so
books,
many books.
kids.
Children, eat books. They're high in fiber.
They are that. Don't eat books if you're an adult though.
And with that, we're gonna have everyone say goodbye at the same time. Goodbye.
Hello.
Peace out.
Bye.